Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of the SSX23 review. So I've had a couple opportunities to play with the SSX23 in a couple of games. In one game, I rushed a fort. There was like maybe 3 or 4 people left in the fort. I was able to take them all out using this pistol. I had very few feeding issues the whole time I was doing it. And the reason is because I took some silicone oil and just really heavily lubed up the feed lips on the magazines. It's something I don't like doing because that oil gets on the BB and you don't know how that BB is going to react in the when it hits the bucking on the way out of the barrel. So let's go ahead and look at that footage of me rushing the fort real quick.
Anybody else left alive in here? Everybody dead?
If there's nobody left to medic us, are we just done?
Yeah. Index!
Alright, so like I said, I just put some silicone oil up here on the feed lips, but I did discover a YouTube page where the guy has the same issue that I'm having where the BBs don't feed. And it turns out that there's a little spring guide in here that pushes the BBs forward into the bucking chamber. And that little piece is rubbing, I guess, really heavy on this foam rubber gasket they have here that feeds gas into the pistol. And he shows how to fix it with just using this little bitty jeweler's file. So I'm going to fix it real quick, and then we'll do another bench test on it to see how well it works. Alright, so here's my pistol, and here's the file, and let's take this apart. I also have the link of the original video where this guy shows how to fix this. I'm sorry about the lighting in here. This is kind of like my man cave, and it really doesn't have the best lighting in the world. But take the magazine out, and you have this little lever here. We wanna remove that. So just turn it over and press this out. So I was told that the first couple times you do this, it's going to be really difficult. So I just got a little plastic into a file. I'm going to push it on there. See if I can't get that pop out. It's not popping out at all. All right, let me go off camera for a second and get that out. Man, he wasn't lying. This was a booger to get out. So it turns out, you see, there's this little piece that sticks up from this piece that fits inside the gun. Well, there's also a little hole right there. You have to make sure that lines up to get it all the way out. So I got it to pop out a little bit, couldn't get it out. Line this up, and then it just came out the rest of the way. It was pretty easy. Once you get it here, push on the slide, and that should slide, pop right out. We can set this aside. We don't need this. What we need is this piece right here is what we're looking at. So we can go ahead and take this out, and you just press it forward, pull it up. Yeah. So normally what I do is I take this piece that we're interested, I take that piece out first, and then the rest of this comes out. Fairly easy. So this is the piece right here that I just pulled out of the slide, and it's this little bar right here, and you'll see this thing is spring-loaded. It pushes the BBs into the barrel so that you can shoot them. But I don't know if you can tell from the camera, but right here it's really, really rough. And I guess this is what's rubbing on this rubber gasket that's preventing the BBs from feeding. So I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to use this file, and I'm going to file this down, and then we'll reassemble it and try it again and see how that works. So that filing mod absolutely worked great. I do not have any more feeding issues with this. They come out every time, all the time. Took my chrono out and checked it, and I got anywhere from 250 to about 280. And I believe the 250 was toward the end of the magazine where it started running out of gas a little bit. But I think that mod is great. The link for it for the YouTube channel is in the description. Please go and check that out and see exactly how this guy does it. I might have missed some steps, but I think it works great. So if you're ever having feeding issues, consider this. There's one other issue that I've had, and it's only happened to me one time, and the acoustic foam discs are inside the silencer. I've actually shot them out. They come flying out the end. Saturday, I told my friend Dizzy about it. He also has an SSX23. He started laughing and said he's never had it, and he suggested that I pack the foam in really tight. Right after the next game, he came walking over to me and had a handful of the foam discs. He shot them out too. So I packed these in here really tight. Hopefully I won't see that problem again, but I mean, I guess I can see it if you're really rough and running around and bump this really hard. But other than that, it works perfectly. So my final review on this, $135 for the gun. I think it's a smoking deal. You have to pay extra for the silencer, and I bought a second magazine, and I absolutely love this. You can see in the video how accurate this gun is. Now, I tried using this scope, or excuse me, this little red dot here that I have on my gun. I have a dominance eye problem. My left eye is dominant, but I'm right-handed. So to compensate, I've taught myself how to be an instinctive shooter. And you saw in the video that I tried using the sight. I wasn't able to hit anybody with it. It was probably because I was looking through it with my left eye instead of my right eye. And I have this set up for my right eye. But rushed the fort and went instinctive and was able to take everybody out with just a few shots. So for the money, man, this thing is a smoking deal, and I highly recommend it to every sniper out there. As I was rushing the fort and shooting, everybody in the fort later told me they had no clue where I was because this thing was so quiet. So it's a good deal. Novritsch, you did a good job. I appreciate the pistol, and you're going to be seeing a lot of this in more of my videos. So until then, guys, I'll be looking for you in my scope. So cheers.